Cam, I'm one of those. With the kids.
No.
You're up.
It's training camp. I am not a part of the family. Off days, ain't training camp. Training camp. We got to focus on the main thing.
With training camp, are you excited to kind of switch venues and scenery here, going to California?
I don't think that has never mattered. I'll say that a scrimmage play script. When we finish with the 126, I'm sure it would feel better in California, but maybe it's supposed to hurt. So it's training camp. I rely on the old mantra of a head coach that once said, we're in a tunnel and I'll tell you when to look for light. We're not there yet.
Cam, how do you view your role?
I know coach will be Sean Payton, by the way.
Yes, I figured that.
How do you view your role as far as in the rotation? Do you see yourself as like a pass rush?
I see myself as every down, and then they'll direct me accordingly. My job is not to see a role. My job is to say, hey, how can I help my team win? I train with the way I've always trained. I train with the idea that I can impact each and every play, and it's up to you to use me accordingly. If you want a sledgehammer, there I am. If you want a jackknife, I can be that too. If you want somebody who just is a primary pass rusher, guess what? I don't know if you know this, but I should be in one of the pantheons of great pass rushers in the 2000s alone, let alone this team. So whatever that you need, I'm there for it. I think we have a strong edge group with Chase, Carl Granderson, as well as Isaiah Foskey, and I mean we've seen some talented things from those guys. So I can see why we push towards the future, because that future is going to be electric. At the same time, with the way this defense has changed, I'm getting excited. Just give me to week one. Look, I get it. You guys are excited about the Chargers and whoever else we play in preseason. I've got circled on my calendar Arizona Cardinals.
Cam, those are kind words with Isaiah Foskey.
No, it's not.
See more on the field from Isaiah Foskey?
Yes and no. I think there was
who that nation was.
There was things that we had to iron out. For some players, Rome wasn't built in a day. Some players are not just a plug and play unless it's a specific role, but at the same time, you see a guy who has a yearning for learning, and then you go on with his talents. He's 6'5", he's got long arms, he likes to play physical, and yet he has amazing speed when he decides to put it all in gear. So the moment this game starts slowing down for him, you can start seeing him make more plays, as you have this camp already. He smoothed out his steps. Instead of the 100 steps to go 3 yards, now he's galloping. He's taking off, and that's going to bode well for his future. Again, if you're looking for him to be an impact player day one, maybe we could have forced it, but the way that he's progressed, I think he's going to have a bright future.
How do you have to ever fit in this defense, and what do you feel like it brings the best from your qualities? I
don't even know what number D coordinator this is for me. I sort of seen some of these fronts from the Rob Ryan days, for sure, the Spag days. I've seen influences. It feels like every D coordinator of past has sort of been touched this defense. So I'm finding my familiarities. There's a one year where I think it went by a Jack name. I consider myself a defensive end, and a complete one at that. I don't know how many more. There's probably 3 of us left. But if it calls for me to be an edge, label me as such and let me ride. At the end of the day, I want to do whatever's best for the team. I want to win here, and I want to make my case known that the focus this year is figuring out how to get our wins each and every time. There was a time where we could rely on one player or 2 players to get you 6-7 wins. We're in it. It's going to take all 22 on offense and defense, 33 on special teams to get this job done this year.
We're the 3 defensive ends.
How excited you are to play in this game, but now more settled at this point of training camp. How much more settled is it behind?
I don't know. I just want to hit people. I'm gonna leave scheming up to scheming. I'm just gonna punch somebody within the lines. Yes.
Who are those 3 complete defensive ends? Like, who are some of the others?
Man, look, I think there's game wreckers, there's edge players, and then there's complete guys. I think Miles is a complete guy. I think Nick Bosa is a complete guy, and then myself. I think there's game wreckers. Back when you had J.J. Watt, where he could play anywhere in the league, anywhere in the edge. I think you put Max Crosby there, the T.J. Watts there, the Zadarius Smiths there. Anybody who just like lines up and goes. Aiden Hutchinson, put him at end, but he's really that pass rusher that uses that power. It sort of reminds you of Jared Allen. You look at across the league, and there's these young guys. You've got both the edge rushers over at Jacksonville who have similar characteristics traits. I mean, I just think that as I'm scoping the new front, I'm like, man, you can see a lot of prowess, a lot of specialized focus, and at the same time, it's making the edge fun. You look at Michael Parsons, who, after T.J. Watt got paid, you assume is going to be the next highest paid. You look at the edge and the production there, you know exactly what you've got. They've heralded him as the next LT since he came in, and I mean, if you look at the stats, it's similar. He's a hell of an edge, and so it's just when you understand what I know, when you understand the game of edge and how it's either formulated or evolved from the days of me watching Chris Dolman and Reggie White. Those days are gone. I looked up at the Freak. I looked up Michael Strahan. I got to play in the same era as Julius Peppers for a while, Jared Allen, Terrell Suggs, and you just looked at they're all different types of ends, and which one do you formulate into? Yeah, everybody wants to be like Reggie, but you can't be 310 pounds coming off the edge, mashing cats like Chris Jones does. He's really a 3-tech, but you put him at end. It's just, like I said, loving the game and knowing what it is out there. You just try to keep on learning, keep on stealing from other people.
You said that you're focused on week one. Obviously, preseason for you is,
It's great for bonding. It's great to learn this defensive scheme. It's great to find your hard edge in this Louisiana temperatures that we get to run a 126 play scrimmage.
But do you understand?
And then practice 2 days later.
I guess this preseason, especially for young guys, that there's so many jobs up for grabs. You mentioned
my job could be up for grabs. Who knows? But that's just it. Right now, you're working your butts off to earn a spot. All geared towards. Okay, great. Glad we're on the same page.
Speaking of those young guys, Jasheen Davis, Fadil Diggs, what have you seen from them so far?
Man, Jasheen is trying to be a speed demon right now, ain't he? Like, he's coming off the edge. He's really bought into this idea, and I don't think anybody's told him, of play as fast as you can and then correct the mistakes later. But as we're correcting those mistakes, it's smoothing out, but he's playing as fast as he can. And Fadil is learning on the go. He's got a body reminiscent of Martez Wilson. Every time I look out there, I'm like, no, Fadil. Okay. But just his way of how he's able to use his leverages, you just got to make him a smoother process.
You speak to Christian
Nose tackle with the motor. We love to see it. Man, I think KB is heading into year 2, and he's done it the right way. He harbored all energy that he wanted to improve, be better this offseason, and he took to it. I think that he's going to be surprisingly a great splash addition to this defense. He's looking at what Godchild's doing. He's looking at what Colin Saunders is doing, and he's internalizing what he can steal from him and add to his game. But he's getting a little twitchy down there. It's exciting to see a big 3. I don't know what he's here. I'll let him label his weight, but no, it's still above 3 something. It's exciting when you got a big bowling ball in that middle that allows everybody else to play well.
What do you think this defense's potential is?
Don't do this to me. Don't tell me about potential. I love the idea of potential so much, and I'm a rave about my teammates and where our defense can be a top 1 or 2 defense in this league. But every day we have to go and earn it. We're not in position to be like, hey, we were top 5 last year, so we're going to be top 5 this year. We made the playoffs. We haven't. So all we have to do is keep on swinging uphill, because that's what it is. It's going to be an uphill battle.
Tim, have you noticed difference in Chase at all? Pete Pointer was talking about kind of the maturity and like
we on his tail. We on his tail. I mean, you see the explosive plays. You see where you can say, hey, he can be special, and we want that. We want that every play. So everybody's on him. Me, Carl, Pete, Double D. Hey, dog. Like, we see your splash play. Don't let it be a splash and let it be a wave.
What's the how do you?
That's a bar, people. I don't. Okay.
What? This is very simple, but how do you convert pressures to sacks?
Man, I remember having this conversation Max Crosby's second year with him about dog, I'm getting all these pressures and not converting to sacks. But that's just it. Each one of these pressures has potential. You have to be able to capitalize on potential. Sometimes it's that perfect combination of corners taking away that first read, so quarterback has to pat. It's the, hey, I got there fast enough and I have an interior push where he can't step up. Sometimes it's just more than what you're giving, but at the same time, you have to keep on giving. The idea of football is you never know when it's your play, so you have to be there each and every time.
Cam, you play for a lot of defensive coordinators. What makes Brandon Staley a little unique? I mean, what makes him kind of, a little different?
Man, I think this idea of multiplicity, as you see, each and every day, it's like we're installing new front, new wave, new whatever. But at the same time, it's sort of true in the idea that we're trying to get our edges to play as fast as they can, and I love to hear it. The faster we play, in my mind, defensive ends, edge rushers, or, whatever your edge component is, that's your premier position. And then, you work in or out, however you see fit. But if the faster they play, the more we crash down these walls, the tighter we make the game, the tighter the pocket is for a quarterback to pass out of, the more we can affect the game.
Is he doing that a little differently maybe other guys in the past?
Of course. Again, like you've seen the front differences. I'm not going to just give you the answer, but you see our changes, our package that we got in and out. I'm excited for one day. There will be a package with me, Carl, Chase, and Foskey on the field, or Rumpf on the field, whatever it is. There's going to be some package changes. Maybe we'll look up and it'll be Godchild, KB, Brian Brzee, and Vince and VB.
In what ways on off the field?
I don't know how that works, but I like it. Sorry.
I was trying to think that. I was like,
yeah, you put VB on the edge, put Brees on the edge, and they crash down like Chris Jones does, and then you got the two big hogs in the middle.
a lot of weight.
A lot of weight.
I was trying to be gentle.
Yeah, absolutely. Sledgehammer package. I don't know.
In what ways have you seen Spencer grow on off the field?
Man, I think Spencer this camp is gotten confident. Not that he needs any more confidence, but with his checkdowns, his ability to say, hey, if I don't see it in the air, I can beat him with the feet. You've seen him spring out the pocket a lot more, open it up, sort of gives that early on Russell Wilson vibe, right? And that's probably high praise because he won a Super Bowl that year. But, I think that with his growth and just being in the league for the second year in a row, he's got that sort of chip on his shoulder. You've still got Shuck, who's showing some brilliant stuff. When he decides to run, he's sort of slippery. So, he's deceptively fast. You never would have thought about it, but he can run. And, of course, Jake Hayner, he comes in practice with this determination that nobody ever talks about. But, he's a little gunslinger. He's not little, he's 5.
Kevin, this is a
5
totally
degrees.
Totally different topic. We're doing a story on
Chase Daniel.
locker room placement.
I'm sorry.
We're doing a story on locker room placement, and I was wondering, at what year in your career?
What are you doing? What are you doing here? What are you doing? Are you exposing me right now?
Did you get what year did you get the prime locker?
Oh, no.
what point did you
What
get the
happened was it was COVID year, right? And we needed to be separated, so everybody just sort of got walled off, And in that isolation tour, I found a great spot. That's all that is. It wasn't what year. It was because of dire circumstances that we had to isolate each other with clear panel doors. I was against taking the clear panels down, but then Trump got elected, so
who moves into Tyron's locker now?
Look at him, he ran away. He's like, we're in Louisiana, I'm out. No, Tyrod, I think we got 2 guys that moved in, right?
You had the corner locker too, right?
Yeah, one of them. I'm not here to pressure out any names, but there's specific players that have earned it, that have got a nice little corner situation. There's another defensive leader out there. There was another defensive leader. Then the defensive leader retired, so we moved in. I think 2 guys. That good piece of land turned into the half-acre lot turned into quarters.
What quantifies earnings? Is it longevity? Is it
Jesus. A whole lot of luck, a lot of blessings. To even play this long, to be able to say you played heading to year 15, to only have missed a couple games. You look around, one for COVID, one for a broken eye socket. You look around and you're like, just blessed with the lucky, the magnitude of it all. To play in 200 and I don't even know how many games. To be available, I would say your best ability is availability. And I've been able to be available. So that goes with the prehab, that goes with the massages. Shout out to the Saints training room, the equipment guys that take care of the helmets, the pads. That goes to the masseuses, to the physical therapy, real masseuses, the physical therapists. That goes to everybody, the family making it easy for me to get the proper sleep, food intake, whatever that is. It's a combination of everything. Whether that's the compressions and the wraps in between meetings at times, that's realizing you're no longer 22, so you got to get in the hot tubs, refuse to get in the cold tub. But, it's a combination of everything and being able to maximize your time in between meetings unless you have media.
You talked about the defensive coordinators that you've had. You've had a few defensive.
I mean, really, I've had like 5, right? The coordinator 6.
A few defensive line coaches too. What's the value now?
I learned the value.
Yeah.
I learned the value of a great D line coach. I was like, no, it's the players to play. Sometimes you have a coach that can inhibit abilities. It's crazy. Didn't know that happened.
Now you have kind of this focused edges coach in addition to the defense.
In addition, you see what Bo is able to do with the interior D line coach, Bo and BY over there taking the interiors and the way they're talking, and they're talking technique, and it's just like, it's a good coach is saying all pretty much the same things of where to strike, how to place placement. It's just maybe a different vernacular that they're using. You know, the different words that they're emphasizing to say the same, stress the same points, inside hands, tip of the V. This is where your striking level is. On a pass rush, this is where you want to attack at. But it's pretty much the same rhetoric. Again, just the different delivery. So when you look at the edge rushers, the only difference, because now, you know, we should play around with the drop every now and again. Now we're living in this I'm a linebacker mode, which I haven't seen since pre-high school. I used to like run away from 7-on-7, and now kids are running to it. I used to be like, oh, 7-on-7? Yeah, so track. So basketball. You know, and now kids are like, all I do is football, 7-on-7. I'm like, Jesus, loves everybody. Good for you guys. I love that it's an Olympic sport coming up. But we're living in this realm, and so now it's more notes again. Hell, I did away with my iPad already. You know, the iPad has a playbook in it. No, I want real physical notes. I went back to a kid again, because you feel like with the iPad you be looking, but if all you're doing is memorizing, you can't be able to have that creativity to be able to mold to where formation is deferred. Where on a notebook now I can sort of my doodles, I can sort of figure out where the X, Y is going to be, where the Z is going to be, how everything moves, and where I can relate to. So now I've got more ability to focus on what I need to do. So my notebook looks like a scrapbook. Anyways, God bless. I'm out of here. Bye.
Thanks,